The WNBA has suddenly found itself at the center of a major controversy, and this time, the biggest story may be happening away from the basketball court. Behind the scenes, tensions are reportedly growing around the Indiana Fever, with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham becoming key figures in the latest debate surrounding the league. What started with intense physical play has quickly developed into a much bigger conversation about player safety, league decisions, media pressure, and how the WNBA handles controversial moments. Cunningham has faced enormous attention throughout the 2026 season following hard fouls, heated exchanges, controversial ejections, and several incidents that sparked fierce reactions from fans. Some supporters believe the physical style is simply part of competitive basketball, while others feel certain situations have crossed the line and require stronger action from league officials. As the criticism continues, pressure has increased on the WNBA to respond, and Caitlin Clark's involvement makes the situation even more significant because of her enormous influence and visibility across the sport. The growing connection between Clark and Cunningham has also fueled discussion about player unity and whether WNBA stars are becoming more willing to challenge decisions they believe are unfair. At this point, the controversy has clearly moved beyond individual fouls or isolated incidents and turned into a broader debate about accountability, player relationships, and the direction of the league. The biggest questions now are whether this tension will escalate, whether Clark and Cunningham will take an even stronger public position, and how WNBA officials will respond as scrutiny continues to grow. Whatever happens next, the Cunningham controversy has become much bigger than a few heated moments on the court, and with Caitlin Clark now involved in the conversation, the next development could create even more headlines across the basketball world.
Yeah, I think there was a shout out for the GOAT here, Diana Taurasi. I think there was a moment where there was the convergence of a lot of different things. People like Kristen Cook looking at investment in women's sports, the quality of our game, scaling our game a little bit. When I came in, I think we had 80 of our 240 games on.
She's talking about somebody scaling. Listen, man, I know about scaling a business. Nobody scaled your business more than Caitlin Clark. What the f*** are you talking about?
National platforms now. This year we'll have over 220. So if you build it, they will come. So I think it was just the confluence of all that, but really this investment by our corporate partners, investment of everybody now, women's sports is sub-asset class. Everybody's looking at it from an investment perspective, and then just having the incredible play on the court and having the popularity of the game at the NCAA level globally now. I think we used to be 8% players outside the U.S. Now we're 30%-ish. So just kind of the confluence of all that coming together. I love that you said.
This lady has lost her rabbit-ass mind. You listed
Behind the scenes, the situation surrounding Sophie Cunningham reportedly became serious enough to raise concerns within the Indiana Fever organization. As criticism and media attention continued to grow, rumors began circulating about possible discussions involving Cunningham's future, including whether the team could bench her, explore a trade, or take another step to reduce the growing controversy. But the biggest question was whether the Fever expected Cunningham to face that pressure alone. According to the claims surrounding the situation, Caitlin Clark was not prepared to simply stand on the sidelines while her teammate dealt with the fallout. Clark has become one of the most recognizable stars in women's basketball, and her influence means that any decision involving her teammates can quickly become a major league-wide story. Reports now suggest that Clark strongly opposed any move that would push Cunningham out of the organization, with some dramatic claims even portraying her as willing to consider leaving if her teammate were removed. That alleged stance has fueled a much bigger conversation about loyalty inside the Fever locker room and the growing influence players can have when front office decisions become controversial. However, it is important to separate reported claims from confirmed facts, because the explosive details about Clark supposedly threatening to quit or tear up her contract have not been independently established. What is clear is that the Cunningham controversy has created significant attention, and with Clark's name attached to the story, even unverified reports can quickly spread across the basketball world. Now, the focus is shifting toward the Fever organization and whether it will address the speculation, support Cunningham publicly, or allow the situation to continue dominating the conversation around the team.
And I seen a lot of dudes hooping in it.
Really?
Yeah, she's nice. Caitlyn, as long as she plays her game in the WNBA, she will make so much goddamn money in endorsements. It's gonna be sick.
She's gonna change the league. It's the same thing we was talking about last week or the week before last. Like, she is the first of her kind.
Yep.
She's going to change the WNBA financially.
And people make this big fucking deal about like what her salary is. You get paid for what the viewership is now.
That's right.
If you change the viewership, you make more money.
Give it a minute. And Caitlyn is gonna cause so much, like I love the conversation that Caitlyn has already created, especially around A'ja Wilson, because A'ja Wilson is somebody who should have her own signature shoe.
Why?
Because she's a phenomenal talent. She is the best basketball player in the WNBA now. And you know, A'ja already got a lot of endorsement deals. She's a New York Times bestseller. She signed to fucking Rich Paul. Like, Nike or somebody should give her a shoe. Adidas or somebody should give her a shoe.
Why should she get a shoe?
Because the best players in their sports get shoes, especially in basketball. You know, and she's proven she can move product. I think that's the other thing people fail to realize. Like, Nike knows I can give Caitlin Clark this $20 million and there's going to be an ROI. She puts butts in seats. She clearly, you know, is box office.
Does A'ja do that?
Yes.
The reason why I say why is like I'm not compelled to watch A'ja play. I don't know if other people are. I don't know.
I am, but I'm biased because I'm from South Carolina.
Obviously, South Carolina. A'ja might be the most transformative player in the WNBA history. I just personally am unaware of it.
No, she's a beast. Like, pull up A'ja Wilson's stats, Taylor.
No, I believe you. I guess what I'm saying is like, Steph Curry changed the way that people fundamentally play basketball. So he got people to buy a what the fuck was it? Under Armour.
Why you bought that?
I bought it.
You bought it?
100%. I hooped in that shit. I saw when I was playing in like those basketball leagues in the city. Used to see people in them shits all the fucking time.
Really?
And this is a non.
The scale of this reported situation is difficult to overstate, because Caitlin Clark is not simply another player on the roster. She has become one of the most recognizable figures in women's basketball and a major force behind the sport's recent surge in attention. Since entering the professional game, Clark has helped bring new viewers to WNBA broadcasts, generated enormous interest in arenas, and attracted fans who may never have closely followed women's basketball before. That is why reports suggesting she could stand firmly behind Sophie Cunningham have sparked such a strong reaction. The basketball world is now debating whether Clark would truly be willing to take such a dramatic position or whether some of the claims have been exaggerated as the controversy continues to spread. Either way, the possibility creates a difficult situation for the Indiana Fever and the league. If Clark were ever to seriously consider stepping away from the WNBA, the consequences would reach far beyond the Fever locker room. Broadcasters, sponsors, ticket sellers, merchandise companies, and league officials would all have to consider how much losing one of the sport's biggest attractions could affect the current momentum. The WNBA has been building significant commercial and cultural momentum, and Clark has undeniably become one of the central figures in that growth. That makes any conflict involving her potentially much larger than a normal disagreement between a player and a front office. At the same time, claims that the league is already in full panic mode or that massive business deals are immediately at risk should be treated carefully unless they are confirmed by reliable sources. What is clear is that the Cunningham controversy has created a powerful conversation about loyalty, player influence, and the balance between athletes and league leadership. If the reported tension continues, the Fever and WNBA officials may eventually have to address the situation directly rather than allowing speculation to control the narrative. And that is what makes the story so compelling. The biggest question is no longer simply what happens to Sophie Cunningham, but whether Caitlin Clark's growing influence could force the organization and the league to rethink how they handle one of the most closely watched controversies of the season.
ESPN, over 1 million views on ESPN's post, 38,000 likes, 1K. Reports of her demise were greatly exaggerated, dropping 45-10 with a game winner cold as... You're damn right. You're damn right. Yeah, national media, they're going to twist it and turn it. Oh, but she had a turn. Yeah, kiss my behind. Single best thing to ever happen to women's sports, and it's not close. The face of the league on a minutes restriction. Folks, absolutely disgusting what Caitlin Clark did last night. The Fever record shop just keeps swinging away. Just keeps swinging away. The face of the league, yeah, this is Robert Griffin comes right out. Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. She just had 45-10 with 4 steals, 2 blocks, shot 11 for 18, 6-10 from 3-point range in 29 minutes with a plus 16. It was exciting. Clark is undoubtedly the most popular player in the WNBA, a record breaking great player on and off the court. There is no denying that. Absolutely no denying that. We have Dave Portnoy chiming back in. Caitlin the Great with 45, 10, 6 and 10 from 3. The game of the year. She's box office. She is the league. She is the moment. They hate her because they ain't her. Bow down to her. Oh gosh. Bow down to her. Who is she telling? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Damn. Bow down, Kareem. Bow down, Kathy Engelbert. She is the queen of the WNBA. If you disagree, you have no brains. Wow. He's not lying. He's not lying. If you disagree, you have no brain. He's not lying. He's not lying. They hate us because they ain't us. Hate her or love her, you watch, and that's all you could do. Serious. Her haters must have been miserable. You even got Brandon Tierney, New York Sports Media chiming in. Folks, the haters last night must have been miserable, stewing in their own in their own feces because they're just shitting themselves watching Caitlin Clark go off, steaming, sweating, wiping sweat off their forehead every 2 seconds. Oh man, I hope she doesn't get 30 points. I hope we don't see 30 and 10. I hope we don't see 35 and 10. I hope we don't see 40 and 10. Oh no, there's no way she gets 45 and 10, right? Oh well, there's no way she hits the game winner, right? There's no way she hits the game winner. Caitlin Clark told you to go shove it last night, and I love it. There's no way she sits tonight, right, folks? There's no way she sits. Hopefully the venue is open. Hopefully she plays. Folks, a performance like last night forces their hand. They won't admit it, but a performance like last night forces them to play her tonight. It has to. She took the decision out of their hands and said, nope, I am steering the narrative now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video.
The situation has now developed into something much bigger than ordinary locker room tension or a routine disagreement between players and management. As the controversy surrounding Sophie Cunningham continues to attract attention, the spotlight is increasingly falling on the relationship between the players, the Indiana Fever organization, and the WNBA leadership. Caitlin Clark's reported support for Cunningham has added another powerful layer to the story, because Clark's influence within the sport is impossible to overlook. If the reports are accurate, her position would represent a significant challenge to the idea that players must simply accept every decision made by a front office. Instead, it would show how much influence star athletes can have when they publicly stand behind a teammate. At the same time, it is important not to treat every dramatic claim circulating online as confirmed fact. There has been plenty of speculation about emergency meetings, ultimatums, walkout threats, and possible roster decisions. But those details should be separated from information that has actually been verified. What we can say is that the Cunningham controversy has created a serious debate about how the Fever should handle pressure surrounding one of its players and how much say athletes should have when they believe a teammate is being treated unfairly. For Clark, this is also a test of her growing leadership role. She is no longer viewed simply as a young star trying to establish herself in the league. She is now one of the most influential players in women's basketball, meaning even her public support can dramatically change the conversation. That is why the next move from the Fever and the WNBA will be closely watched. Will the organization address the controversy directly and put the speculation to rest? Or will the silence allow even more dramatic claims to spread? And if Clark continues to support Cunningham, could this become a larger conversation about player unity, front office authority, and the changing balance of power in professional basketball? Those are the questions fans are now waiting to see answered. So what do you think? Would standing behind a teammate in a situation like this be a powerful example of leadership? Or could the controversy eventually become too big for everyone involved? Let me know your take in the comments, and if you want more updates and analysis on the biggest stories in basketball, make sure to like the video and subscribe for the next one.